All right, what's going on, guys? Still Twins back at you with another mock draft.
Absolutely, man. As you guys can tell by the title, another 3-round mock draft coming at you. Pretty interesting one, man. This one could be considered controversial. This will include another Antonio Brown trade. We will just spoil that real quick. You could expect a few upcoming mock drafts to include Antonio Brown trades. I will spoil that a little bit, but yeah, let's just get right into the mock draft, man. Steelers trade Antonio Brown to the Arizona Cardinals for Patrick Peterson and their second-round pick, which is the 33rd overall pick. Now, I want to give a huge shout to @Sirlaw, a.k.a. Scott on Twitter, man. This is completely his idea, his recommendation. I can remember what post it was on. I think it was our post about... I can't remember specifically what it was. I can't remember the post. I apologize, but he did say trade AB for Peterson in a second-round pick, and I thought that was a great idea, man. So I thought we'd include it in the mock draft and definitely shout him out for the idea, man. And it's not our idea. It's completely his, and we're just including it in the mock draft to give him a shout out and just making a mock draft out of it. So @Sirlaw, man, thanks for the recommendation. It's completely your idea, man. So thanks a lot, man. I really love the idea. I think it's really realistic. You could add another player or another pick to it, but I think Antonio Brown himself is just worth that completely. I mean, if fucking Golden Tate was worth a 3rd-round pick, if Amari Cooper was worth a 1st-round pick, if
Martavis Bryant.
All right. 3rd-round pick. I mean,
Martavis Bryant. He didn't catch a touchdown all year for the Raiders.
Yeah, logically, Antonio Brown is worth so much more. So I think that's realistic. I think that's completely fine. And honestly, the Cardinals' new head coach, Cliff, whatever his name is.
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Yeah. He has come out. Well, he hasn't come. Well, I honestly think that he, because he's a young coach, I think he's going to want to rebuild and revamp and rechange this entire Cardinals team. And that's getting rid of a few players, man. You could definitely see Larry Fitzgerald possibly not return to the desert. Possibly trading Patrick Peterson could be one of them. And honestly, he has the 1st overall pick, so I can definitely see him trading back a little bit, getting some extra picks. Honestly, so if we were to trade Antonio Brown to go get Patrick Peterson in a 2nd-round pick, they can easily trade that 1st overall pick and get some picks back out of it. So
yeah,
I can definitely see that happening, man. So but yeah, we trade Antonio Brown to the Cardinals for Patrick Peterson and a 2nd-round pick. Trade for Patrick Peterson would be absolutely incredible. One of the best corners in the league. Pairing up with Joe Hayden is an absolute freaking dream. And that would completely just fix our quarterback position.
Yeah, he would completely, easily fill the void and easily create some turnovers.
Instantly.
And help this defense.
Instantly, man. Will it happen? It's possible. I hope so, but we'll see what happens, man. With the 20th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Noah Fant, tight end at Iowa. This may be considered a little bit controversial, man. Why the hell would we go tight end 1st round or in the 1st round? Why not? You know, Vance McDonald, he has really surprised. He was probably the most improved player last year, honestly. He really surprised me. I think he surprised a lot more people, man. Do I consider him a number 1? Sure. Do I consider him trustworthy? Sure. But 1, how much longer does he have on his contract? And 2, can you still trust his health a little bit?
Yeah, and his consistency.
Yes.
He's got more consistent, but he's not as consistent as some people really think he is.
Yes. While if you go get Noah Fant, who's arguably the best tight end in this upcoming draft, and in my opinion, the next Jimmy Graham, I know that's a little high, but he does remind me a lot of Jimmy Graham.
He does.
He is quick. He has impressive hands. His body control is out of this world. He's actually a pretty decent blocker. You know,
his yards after catch are fantastic.
Yes.
He's clutch.
Yes, he is.
That's all I can say. He's fucking clutch.
He's a strong runner. He's an amazing vertical threat. I mean, what else can I say about him, man? He would be a perfect fit for not only Ben's last years, but Rudolph's early years as well, man.
Exactly.
We said this before. A quarterback's best friend is their tight end. And honestly, I would love to have a tight end duo back in Pittsburgh, man. We haven't had that since... I guess I could say Heath Miller and Matt Spaeth. Matt Spaeth was the perfect blocker, while Heath Miller was the perfect fucking... security blanket for Ben.
Exactly.
And we could definitely get that back again, man. I'll give a huge shout out to Steel Jedi because we've been talking about this for months now. You know, maybe we should go get another tight end, especially since we are lacking depth at tight end because Vance McDonald, right now, in my opinion, is really the only one guaranteed to have a roster spot next year. He's the only one considered a lock for next year because
exactly.
Jesse James might not resign. Xavier Grimble, I think he's gonna be released. We have Bucky Hodges, who we're high on, but we're not 100% sure if he's gonna make the roster. Jake McGee, who I've considered a massive sleeper and a great run blocker, he might be on his way out to Pittsburgh. So.
Exactly. So we're going to need to get another tight end. A guy like Noah Fant would absolutely help the void at tight end.
Yeah, and he would be a long-term solution at tight end, man. And like I said, he would be a great weapon for not only Ben's last years, but Rudolph's early years. And you can't ask for anything better. And he's young, he's fast, he's a decent blocker. His hands and body control is incredible, man. He's a great vertical and steam stretcher. I mean, what more could you ask for in a tight end with Noah Fant, man?
Exactly.
Hell of a fucking tight end. And honestly, I have to thank him at the 20th overall pick, and because we haven't drafted a tight end in the first round since Heath Miller. Look how great he did for us. Imagine Noah Fant with this offense, man.
Exactly.
Seriously.
I don't think a lot of people really understand, that tight end is definitely a need.
Right.
Because Vance is getting up there with age, and again, his contract.
Right.
You don't know when it's going to end.
And, of course, his health. And, of course, the lack of depth at that specific position.
Exactly.
We could address that in free agency completely, but I think getting someone young and fresh and hungry and Noah Fant would be perfect for this offense and for this team.
Yeah.
For not only next year, but in a long-term solution down the road, man. 33rd overall pick, since we did trade for Patrick Peterson and the Cardinals' second-round pick, which is the first pick in the second round. Pittsburgh Steelers select T.J. Edwards, inside linebacker out of Wisconsin.
This guy is a fucking stud.
This guy is a fucking monster.
You talk about a turnover machine. You talk a guy that can fill the void for inside linebacker for the Steelers. You talk about a guy that can cover up that goddamn middle. You talk about consistency. T.J. Edwards is a fucking stud.
He has everything. I mean, there is one thing I don't like about him is his speed. I think he could be a little bit faster. But I think that's something that he can easily fix. But that's really the only flaw I can think of him. He's very aggressive. He's very strong. He's actually he has decent speed for him. Like I said, he could fix up a little bit. He's a turnover machine. That's one thing that we lack, obviously, on this defense is forcing turnovers. T.J. Edwards could definitely reduce that. Or improve the turnovers, but reduce the lack of turnovers. I think T.J. Edwards would just be a perfect fit inside linebacker. Rotate with Williams and Bostic. I mean, this guy would be a fucking freak in this defense.
Exactly.
Would just completely revamp and be the solution inside linebacker. Someone that, like you said, can cover up the middle. He can stop the run. He is very aggressive. He is a great tackler, very consistent tackler. Obviously, one thing that we still lack on defense is tackling. T.J. Edwards comes in. Not only does he fix the tackling, he fixes the turnovers. He helps with the run support, which our run support is already pretty good. So bringing in T.J. Edwards and making that a little stronger is actually pretty interesting, if you ask me.
Exactly.
So T.J. Edwards in the second round, I think it's a must grab if he's still there.
Without a doubt.
Honestly, I would consider T.J. Edwards a late first rounder. Do I think he'll go in the late first? Not really.
But the guy's got all the makings to be a first rounder.
In my opinion, he has first round talent. But I think he'd be a steal in the second round for the Steelers, honestly.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Now, with the 52nd overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select David Sills, wide receiver out of West Virginia.
This guy is a red zone monster and an end zone magnet. 35 touchdowns in 3 years at West Virginia, 33 of them coming in his last 2 years. I believe he played quarterback in his first year at West Virginia, and you all know the Steelers love the quarterback, wide receiver type players, man.
Look at Cordell Stewart, look at Hines Ward, look at Antoine Randall, Antonio fucking Brown.
You can even put Heath Miller up there because he played quarterback in high school.
Exactly.
They love those type of quarterback, wide receiver like combination guys, man. And I think David Sills would be a perfect fucking freak in this offense. He's tall. He's a red zone threat. He's 6'4". He has decent speed to him. His hands are incredible. He's a guy that can go up there and get them 50-50 balls. He's a great contested receiver.
He's a guy that Ben would fall in love with. Yeah, legitimately.
Man. And his body control is actually pretty impressive as well, man. The way he moves on the sideline, the way he catches balls on the sideline is very impressive as well. And like you said, Ben loves them tall receivers. Now, it's one thing that Ben really hasn't had his entire career. You could put Martavis Bryant up there, but I wouldn't really consider him too reliable. He really hasn't had a tall receiver outside of course, Heath Miller. You bring in someone like a David Sills in his last few years, I mean, holy shit. And, of course, you adapt him to be a great receiver opposite of Juju and Washington in the slot.
Exactly.
For Rudolph's early years.
And you know how the Steelers have developed receivers in the past.
Yes. We all know
imagine this guy in the black and gold.
Yes. 6'4", 33 touchdowns in his last 2 years. He's a fucking end zone magnet. He's a guy that can go up and get them 50-50 balls. He has strong hands, aggressive hands. He's an aggressive receiver as well, man.
He's very versatile. He can play anywhere on the field.
Yeah, and he is his yards after catch is actually very impressive as well.
Exactly.
David Sills in the second round, I think he'd be a great guy to replace Antonio Brown. The way he gets into the end zone, the way that he's just a threat in the red zone completely, it's impressive. It's scary. Imagine him with Ben, man. Seriously. And, of course, this is a third-round mock. So, the 83rd overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, Pittsburgh Steelers select Sutton Smith, outside linebacker out of Northern Illinois. Like we said in the last two mocks, we need to replace Dupree.
Yeah, we've said several times, Dupree is not the answer. Dupree is irrelevant, in my opinion.
Damn.
Inconsistent, unreliable. You know, he really, in my opinion, he kind of really brings the front seven, that pass rush, a little bit down.
Yes. Now, you guys may, yes, you know, we have led the league in sacks last 2 years, and that was with Dupree. Do we really need outside linebacker? Honestly, I still think we do, man. We can't really stick with Bud Dupree. That $9 million cap hit next year, since we exercise the fifth-year option, is just too much for someone that's slightly better than Jarvis Jones.
Exactly. Why should we give a guy... Why should we settle for mediocrity and give this guy $9 million fucking dollars?
When we can get someone like a Sutton Smith, who's not only great in the run, not only fast, not only strong, not only intelligent, not only savage on the edge, he can get to the fucking quarterback.
Exactly.
A lot.
He's quick off the line of scrimmage. He's pretty quick for his size. He's strong as hell.
He's a monster on the edge,
He's got great play recognition. He's
does.
Very aware of anything on that field when he plays defense.
So him opposite of T.J. Watt, man, I think that's a hell of a fucking matchup. I think we can definitely get back. I think I said this before. I think we get back to the Harrison and Woodley days, man. We haven't really seen a strong outside linebacker duo ever since those days, man. I would like to get back to it. T.J. Watt, who's already developing into his own, into a Pro Bowl talent. You bring in someone like Sutton Smith, who we know can definitely get to the quarterback, is very strong and fast in himself. I think that's a hell of a fun. That's a dream matchup right there, man. I think it needs to happen. Sutton Smith in the third round to fix the outside linebacker position. I think it's a must grab.
I think
it would be a hell of a pick and possibly another steal in the draft, man. So anyway, guys, that's a 3-round mock. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, we'll be back with another mock pretty soon and the few mocks throughout the week. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, again, hope you guys enjoyed. Give us your thoughts, comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!